Hey everybody, happy Information Wednesday. Shalise McQueen here at the Shalise McQueen Agency out of Scottsdale, Arizona. Last week we did part 1 of the umbrella policy. We'll be doing part 2 today. I'm going to talk more about the qualifications of the umbrella policy and furthermore why we need it and cannot afford not to have it. I'm going to focus primarily on the auto today and how the umbrella policy is going to save us in so many circumstances regarding an auto accident. I'm also going to quote some real-time stats as far as how many casualties and accidents occur on a daily basis. Those figures are going to blow your mind. Even being an insurance agent, I had no idea the amount of casualties we have on a daily basis. It definitely is scary stuff, so stay tuned. To quickly recap, the umbrella policy does work as an excess policy for whatever is underlining. You do need to have a homeowner's and a auto policy in order to qualify for an umbrella. But it doesn't just stop there. Again, it handles personal injury, a boat, RV, all your toys, investment properties, you name it. We can schedule all of these items under your umbrella to provide further protection up to that $1 million. But in the spirit of auto, I want to really capture how much of a risk us driving on the road on a daily basis is and how an umbrella policy is by far the best solution to provide further protection for us and our families. Once again, last week I talked about how, the average judgment after an auto accident in Arizona is $450,000. That's judgments. That means garnishment of wages, frozen assets. Again, your bank account can have $300 in it. Your equity in your home can only go up to $150,000, and they start to chip away at that. There is so much liability, and when you're driving on a daily basis, your vehicle is a weapon. I'm going to go over the stats of what we have as far as accidents and casualties per day, and the numbers are just going to blow your mind because they blew mine. So these numbers are, again, Arizona state specific. I'm sure other cities may have higher or lower numbers, but we're in Arizona, so I want to make sure that we have a clear understanding of what our liability is on the road on a daily basis. So 125,000 car accidents take place on a yearly basis in Arizona, of which 3 fatalities happen per day. That's 1,000 deaths per year. 150 people are injured per day due to an auto accident. That's 55,000 injured on an annual basis. Now I want to talk about kind of some costs associated with the auto accident. So just whiplash alone has a compensation between $10,000 to $25,000. So you can see how quickly whatever your liability limits are on your auto policy, how quickly those get eaten away. For a moderate injury, the compensation is averaged to be $152,000. A serious injury from an auto accident, $354,000. And a severe injury from an auto accident is $748,000. These are real live numbers, payouts based on 2019 numbers in Arizona. You can see all of the risk and liability you've left over from when your auto policy basically taps out. So once again, this is evidence and proof of why the umbrella policy is so important. I'm going to show you another illustration here in a moment that kind of further explains how your auto works and how the exposure and what's left in between your policy and the umbrella. I just posted an illustration showing a incident where an elderly woman had struck a pedestrian with her vehicle. Believe it or not, out of all auto accidents, 17% are based on someone hitting a pedestrian walking across the street. And so with that said, the illustration showed that the medical bills were $800,000 for this person that was struck by the vehicle, and her auto policy tapped out at $250,000. That left a $550,000 deficit that she would have to figure out and pay some way. Luckily for her, she had an umbrella policy, which took over that payment, that $550,000. But if she didn't have that umbrella policy, she would have to be liquidating assets, she would have wage garnishments, you name it. And that's a lot of money to recoup. And being elderly, you're on a fixed income, and so that would have probably ruined her, which is so incredibly sad. Just to reiterate, without an umbrella policy, and if in the event you have an accident or some kind of lawsuit, or even somebody came and slipped and fell at your home, if you are obviously found at fault and a lawsuit's entered against you, these are all items that you're going to be fighting against. And in the event you don't have that umbrella policy, you're going to look at a very different life circumstance. You don't need to be sued you don't need to be a millionaire to be sued like a millionaire. So keep that in mind. Everybody needs to have protection of the umbrella policy. For $33 a month, there is zero excuse for $1 million protection. So feel free to give me a call with any questions. My phone number is 480-478-0030, or send me an email at cmcqueen@farmersagent.com. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.